Madume to all the economic freedom fighters in Africa. Madume to all the economic freedom fighters in South Africa, especially the economic freedom fighters in the Northern Cape. You guys have seen that I have covered in its entirety the preparation of the March of Orania. I've been giving you content on that for the past month or two, and I covered the march itself. I was on the ground. I was, talking to the fighters, listening to the moods. I was even privileged to be part of the meeting where they were preparing, doing the final preparation of the march against the existence of a state in a state that is Orania. I was there. I was listening to the leadership of the province. I'm talking about Shadrack Klaule, which is the chairperson. I was listening to the secretary, which is Z. I was listening to them as they were addressing the fighters. I was looking at the fighters' mood. I was looking at the fighters' as excitement. I was listening to them, getting shouted at. I was looking at their, their response to that, how they respond to leadership and everything. And I saw the march, I saw the taxis, I saw the people on the ground. I talked to the people as much as I can. And I'm telling you, I think I'm in a position to give you guys feedback on the march against the existence of Orania. So that's what I want to do. I want to do a recap as to my experience from a person who was covering the march, a person who was covering it, who's not a fighter, not a member in good standing with the EFF, but was covering it from outside. I want to give you guys my thoughts, how I feel like the Economic Freedom Fighter political party is doing.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
In Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Hlongwane Zinjiva Sono. And we're back at it again with another one. And we are looking at 9 days to the gala dinner. 9 days to the gala. Guys. 9 days to the historical gala dinner of PASETA. If you haven't purchased your ticket already, please make sure you get those last seats. And when I say last seats, I mean there are a few seats still available for you to purchase the ticket. If you can't come, my African brother and sister, we would appreciate a contribution of 50 Rand just to make sure that the gala dinner is successful in your absence. It does not mean when you don't come, you don't support. So let's continue to push Pan-Africanism with our money as well. So thank you so much to everyone. We are fighting now the fight of getting the artists in, getting, booking their accommodation, the transportation, all those small nitty-gritties that we need to do, where I know that your 50 Rand, your contribution is going to make such a huge difference. So thank you so much for everyone that has purchased the ticket. 9 days to go. 9 days to go. I'm very excited, ladies and gentlemen. Very excited. I am a little bit sick, flu being paid, but flu is nothing. Flu is a two-day event, then it goes and then we go. So yesterday I couldn't record at all. My chest was completely blocked. It's still blocked now, but we have to soldier on. I can't stay off a podcast for too long. I love what I'm doing. So I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the EFF Northern Cape. I have now, in this year, I've been privileged to be around the leadership of the EFF, and I'm speaking specifically about the provincial leader, which is Shadrack Klaule. He's been to my house. We have recorded in here, He knows where I stay. I've been to the provincial legislature. I've been to his office. I've been to the EFF office. I've got a lot of fighters that are in my workspace that are leaders in their own right, in their wards, and I've integrated, not integrated, like spoke to the fighters for quite some time. Some of them that I consider as friends. So I think going into the march against Orania, I'm in a position from an outsider, from an eagle view, to give you guys my honest reflection on the EFF. So what I want to talk about actually is what I saw on the ground, things that you guys did not see or hear that I was privileged to see. I speak to fighters. When you speak to fighters or you speak to people of a political party, number one, you hear on how they describe their leaders. You, in the leaders' absence, you hear them putting what good things they say about their leader and what bad things they say about their leader, and what they feel about the organization at large. And also, when you speak to the leader, you hear his perspective on how he views the EFF from the top, looking down, and how he views the members, the fighters of the party, how he interacts with the media and all of that. I was very blessed to be one of the people that was there. Really the only podcaster that was there, and SABC. I saw SABC was also there covering the events. So I was there. I was there from the beginning. So let me start with the leader, Shadrack Tlhaole. Some of you don't know him. I spoke to Shadrack quite a few times. I said, like, Shadrack, do you understand the magnitude of being the first leader of a political party provincially to march against Orania? People who don't stay in the Northern Cape don't know the history of the Batlaping clan. They don't know that Orania was taken from African people. When we speak about Orania, people miss that completely. They don't want history. That is why in PASETA, we want to focus on history, and we want our history to be told people. There where Orania is, there is a clan of Tswana people that were staying there, that were moved from that land. People don't want to understand. And when we say there's Tswana people that stay there, we mean that even their graveyards are there. They were there. You build over those graveyards. I interviewed one of the members, an elderly. I interviewed him on one of the lives that I had, and he was talking about how his family was impacted from moving from Orania, that space. You understand? So there's people that were the land they were taken from. You understand what I'm saying? So we failed to understand it by the apartheid regime. I think this was in the late 60s, the 70s, mid 70s, early 70s, mid 70s, somewhere there. I can't remember, but I spoke to the gentleman. I remember he vividly told us how his family has been impacted, and I spoke to other people also outside from that man. So I've got a little bit of information on that regard. So I was asking Shadrack, do you understand the historical impact of what you are doing to stand up against Orania? People may say it's a useless thing. The EFF is trying to gain attention. They don't know what to do, so they are just doing that. And Shadrack understood, and he told me why he's doing it. And what I was very impressed with the EFF, they are saying we are fighting for those white children that were born. They don't know what apartheid is. They don't know what racism is. They don't know any of those things. But immediately they get to the schooling system, they are told you must not be in the same space as black people. Those children, they are worth fighting for, because they must not be programmed with hate for people that honestly did nothing to them. You understand? So when we say South Africa must integrate, we're trying to diffuse because those children, they are going to meet our children somewhere, somehow. Whether in a varsity, they are not going to be in Orania for the rest of their lives and not leaving Orania. They will come to the town called Kimberley. I'm sure that is their town where they shop and all of that. They will go to the R, they'll go to Van der Kloof. Those are the towns that are excuse me, guys. Those are the towns that are in the surrounding of Orania. So I spoke to the leadership, and I want to congratulate him in his absence to say, what a brave move. What a brave move. It might not have had a big impact that people thought that it should have. People were disappointed. People are saying, go to Orania and you are wearing a red t-shirt. You won't be hard to miss, you know, and all of those things, because people are just violent like that, especially the Afrikaner Dutch people. They are just thinking, we want to fight. No, we want justice. Historical justice must come. So with his party, Shadrack is always giving that view that the party is growing, the party is crawling up slowly but surely, with what you call a leader of a political party provincially. You don't expect him to say much. So I had to leave him on that one and speak to the ground forces and hear what they are saying. My sense, and I have not told him this, I hope he's going to watch this video. My sense is that his leadership in the province has got respect, but not all of them. The people, they respect Shadrack. The team is quite different. The Secretary General, or the Provincial Secretary, Z, and Deputy President Ukeke, the people view them differently from Shadrack. Not in a disrespectful way. They just view them differently in terms of authority. Like when Shadrack speaks, the hall is quiet. When the secretary speaks, there's still some people moving around. And like when Shadrack speaks, people are even afraid with respect to move around. So he commands a serious respect. When he speaks, that man, before we started marching, or at the meeting point, you could not hear the person who was in charge of the march who was speaking on the mic. When he was speaking, the people were speaking. I'm telling you, Shadrack got on that buggy and he spoke. It was like he was speaking to 10 people, the way it was quiet.
If anything, we'll address you properly before we hand you over to the police. And when I say properly, I mean it properly. You as the EFF is your responsibility. Premier's office. I'm happy. Turn out Yarona. Pula or no pula, the EFF is Amanda.
So I think that's a good thing, that the ground forces, they respect and have got a healthy fear to their leader. You know, when people don't respect their leader, you just hear when the leader speaks and everyone else is speaking. So that's what I got. There's a lot of fighters that I met, very young, very old. And I'm thinking to themselves, these people, do they understand the 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF? Let me speak to them off camera. Let me speak to them on camera. I'll post one guy that I spoke to from Berkeley West. I'll post him his interview hopefully today or tomorrow. And I'm speaking to the ordinary person. I just want to hear because comments that you hear on the videos that I dropped, especially from white people, they say, these people were bought with KFC and a red t-shirt. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that those were fighters and those are not people that were got in the streets. I was in the meeting. I heard the leaders confirming the 12 people. They had a list. The list had names and everything. They were very prepared. what you saw there was not the entirety of the Northern Cape. You just saw 3 districts there: Bixley, JTG, and Francis Bart. You saw people that were that were genuinely EFF members. That's one thing I can tell you. There is a lot of political education that must still be done in the EFF. And I'm not going to speak about all the other political parties, because I think the same can go for any political party. You are not going to find the same consciousness from leadership down to the ground. But I think that the programs of the EFF must focus on the new members, must focus on their reasoning capacity, must focus on the way they articulate themselves according to the politics of the EFF. And without saying much, that's what I would say. I would love to see the EFF go a little bit deeper in that, because once you conscientize one fighter, and you've got the ability or present the opportunity for that fighter to win more fighters, because you as a provincial leader, you are not on the ground winning the recruitment on a day-to-day basis. It is those fighters that you have that are already in the EFF that are going to speak to other fighters. So when they get asked questions about the VAT, about coalition government, about the stance of Julius Malema on this, on that, how do they answer is very important for recruiting other people, because he might that person might be speaking to a person that is more politically inclined than them and all of that. So that's what I saw, and to say there's a lot of work that still needs to be done on the ground, on the people of that. But one thing that I love is that I saw is that there is a genuine love for Julius Malema. Like in the EFF, there's a genuine appreciation of who Julius Malema is in our generation. Many people, even outside the EFF, can bear testament to that. That Julius Malema, when we look at the generation of the born in the 70s, born in the 80s, Julius Malema is the leader of our generation. We can count a few of them, but when we count in his age group, no one comes tops better than him. I think whether you like him or not, you have to at least give Julius that much. He comes top when it comes to his age group. Running that political party for so long, how many years? 11, 12 years now. It's not easy. It's not easy being a leader. He has seen the up and downs. The only drop that he did is this past 1%, less than 1% that the EFF has dropped. And now we'll be able to judge him properly coming into the provincial elections, municipal elections next year. So yeah, there's that genuine love for Julius Malema amongst colored people, amongst black people. That's what I felt on the ground. When his name is mentioned in his absence, you I don't know how to say it, you descend, you genuinely feel and they love him, especially the leadership. When they speak about Julius, there's the feeling that I get, that I can compare this love that I'm seeing with Julius for Julius is close to what I saw in churches, like when people speak about their pastors. I think that's the best example I can give you guys. Like when Bushiri people speak about Bushiri, when Omotoso people speak about Omotoso, so a person might ask, is it healthy? It's like, why do you go out of your way to mention Julius Malema? We're not talking about Julius Malema. I'm talking to you as a leader, but everything that they do about the EFF, they reference it to Julius Malema. Good or bad thing, you guys will judge according to you. So I saw the match, very impressed with the match, and the fighters were very disciplined. There were some cases where other people were just going there and there, but you could see the fighters calling them into order and everything. No incidents were reported according to my knowledge by anyone. So that's a very good thing, a good tick to tick off, to say another match. Not a big match. You know, when you put 2,000-3,000 people, to me, the number was close to 4,000 to 5,000. when you put those people together, to control those people is not easy. And in a walking situation, walking 8 kilometers in a town, and you think everyone is going to be in line, you think everyone is going to listen, that's not easy. That's not easy. So I salute the provincial leadership of the economic freedom fighters, really. And I want to stress their warm welcome to me. I'm not an EFF member. I'm not an EFF member. And I was very impressed with the way they welcomed me. I was just impressed, because I think other political parties, if they see King Said So attending their meetings, they were like, what is this one doing here? He's coming here to spy on us. And yes, let me add, I did shoot their gathering, their meeting before the Orania, and I am wise enough not to put on my podcast some other things that they said there that I feel like this message is strictly for the members of the EFF, and it's for no one's ears. In fact, it's deleted on my devices, because no one else must hear this. You know what I'm saying? I've got that sense of maturity to understand, no, this is not supposed to go out. What they were saying here is specifically for the fighters. And if anyone else hears this, they can weaponize this and use it against the EFF. So I'm speaking that because I'll be going to other political parties, attending their whatever. So I don't want them to feel like King is here to expose their weakness. I'll never do that to a political party. Never, ever, ever, ever do that. Even if I go to a political party like the Pathetic Alliance that I don't have much respect for. But when I get in their space, I am definitely going to be conscious as to what I record and what I upload. Definitely a different story. So that's my view of the EFF match. Very happy. I'm very happy that I am part of history. A person who recorded that. Nobody else recorded it that much more than me. Nobody. I am so proud that my children will be seeing that in the future, that I was also part of the march against the existence of Orania. People might not get it now, but in the future, when other Oranias are popping out because the ANC has failed to deal with this Orania, you will remember this march that you said is useless and is attention seeking. When other Oranias are popping out in South Africa, when in South Africa there will be 7-8 places that got their own currency, their own flags and all that. When that happens, that's the day where you will remember the importance of this march. And the question that I asked, if you were watching the interviews that I was conducting, I said, if Orania is claiming to preserve Afrikaans as a culture, as their culture, why is it that the Afrikaners that don't stay in Northern Cape, the Afrikaners that don't stay in Orania, why is it that they don't lose their Afrikaans? Even the Afrikaners that go to Australia, that go to New Zealand, that go to the UK, that go to the US, they don't get there and suddenly lose their culture as African people. They still braai, they still sing the same songs, yes, they're going to integrate a little bit to other cultures, but it does not mean integration makes you lose your culture. I'm a Tsonga man throughout. Whether I'm in Mpumalanga, in KwaNdebele, where I grew up in, very proud, 947 boy 013, young man from KwaMhlanga. I stayed with Ndebele people, and Ndebele ngisaraka ngathi ngilimi langekhethu. So I know Ndebele better than other languages, better than Tsonga, to be honest with you, because I grew up in KwaNdebele. But that could never change me from being Tsonga. Never. I came to Northern Cape early before 2010, and I've been staying here since then. There's no way I'm going to be Tswana because I'm now in a Tswana predominant province. There's no way. I'm still a Tsonga man. I'm still a Pedi speaking Tsonga man from KwaMhlanga, and that will never change. And the African people must stop making that reason that they are defending their culture. I can wear Tsonga, Xhosa, Zulu attire. That will never make me Zulu. I'm not Zulu. I'm not Xhosa. I'm not whatever. But I'm definitely a Tsonga man, whether I like it or not. And that is what the Dutch must understand. Integrating with other cultures in South Africa is a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing. We like it when we see on Heritage Day, people crisscrossing cultures. You see Zulu people wearing Xhosa attire, wearing Xhosa people wearing pedi, and all of those. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Integration is beautiful, and that's what we want for our country. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in on King Said So. 9 days left. 9 days left. 9 days to go. Thank you so much, guys. We'll meet time. Nisithandazise nathi abomama benkululeko lapho manithandaza, please. But I thank you so much for the support that you are giving to King Said So. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace and Pan-Africanism. I salute you.